Hey folks, welcome back to another video, and I'm delighted again to have Stuart from Scatterbrain Concepts join me again in the studio with another of his SBC guitars. Welcome back, Stuart.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you, mate. Always a pleasure, and thank you for coming down and bringing this Lyra guitar, L-Y-R-A, to show us. This is a little bit less, shall we say, metal than the Vega guitar that we saw before, but equally nicely built. And I understand, again, going back to what we talked about in our previous video about the Vega, I love the concept that you use as much reclaimed wood as you can. And I believe this has got some personal reclaimed wood in it as well.
Yeah, it has. So the body and the neck, most of the body block and the neck is actually from my childhood house, which was built by my granddad.
Oh, wow.
So my parents don't live there anymore, but I was walking past and the owner was pulling down the old porch that my granddad put up, which is solid African mahogany. So I went and bought it from him.
Oh, how fantastic. So this has got a real sentimental value as well in some ways.
It does, but also, I mean, crucially for me, it was sort of luck of the draw, because in honesty, if I'd have been walking past anyone's house and they'd been pulling down some nice mahogany, I would have gone and bought it. Because you're talking about, like, from a porch put up in the 1970s, that's just been sitting there, that's just been seasoned and weathered for that long. This is one of my few guitars that doesn't have a reinforced neck.
Right.
And it doesn't really need it, because you've got a 7-piece neck and it's just, it just doesn't really move.
Really?
Yeah, it's a really stable neck. And
very
considering
nice
it's
stable.
only about a month or so old.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the woods. Obviously, this is, again, it's kind of a less metal shape, but it's still got those sort of those beginnings, if you like.
Yeah.
And certainly fixed bridge. The fact we've got a kill switch again, and it's a latchable kill switch again.
That one's just latching at the moment.
Okay.
It's probably going to be swapped for.
Right, okie dokie. This one's got CTS pots.
The CTS pots.
But this is our coil split.
Coil split for both pickups.
Both pickups, excellent. So you've got single coil or humbucking, and these pickups are what sort of pickups are these? Seymour Duncans?
These are Seymour Duncans.
Yeah.
These are the SH4, the Jeff Beck in the bridge, and Jazz at the neck.
Lovely. Beautiful. So you've got the pickup selector here.
Yeah.
This will be the neck, obviously, the middle position and the bridge. And we've got, is the humbucking down or up? Do you remember?
The humbucking is down and the single is up.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's the way I would have had it. So I'm glad you said that. And this is volume and this is tone, I'm assuming. Great stuff. Love the little string retainer, the brass string retainer on the top here. And these are Gotos or Shallers?
They're Schaller, I believe.
Schaller.
Yeah, Schaller on that
tuners. Through neck construction, or through neck construction, and multiple pieces of wood again. What have we got here? This is the porch.
All of this is the porch wood.
Yeah.
This is some English sycamore.
Right.
The little 2mm veneer in the centre is it's fumed oak or ash. I can't remember.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but that's all that sort of 1970s African mahogany in there again.
Beautiful. One of the things I love about this guitar is the magnetic cavities, and the fact that you've got such a very nice, tight, easy route in there. Not easy to put the electronics and solder, I'm sure, but certainly economic with the space there. Gives the wood a little bit more.
Keeps a bit more balance in the body at the bottom, basically.
Yeah, for sure. And again, the same with the top. Yeah. This is the switch socket. Again, all of this absolutely smooth finish once it's in place and nice and flush with the body. Once again, this guitar, first thing I ever do with a guitar is pick it up by the strap buttons to see if it balances, and it balances beautifully. Yeah. Again, designed to be played on this leg.
Yeah.
And again, no hands, balances, no neck drop, no body drop. It's just nicely balanced and thought out. Again, I like the volute and really like the construction.
Yeah. So yeah, again, I mean, it's the same sort of construction approach to the Vega guitar, where it's designed to encourage people to play on this leg. But if you want to play on that leg, play on that leg.
You can, but it definitely feels I'm more comfortable, and definitely again, similarly to the other, to the Lyra guitar. That's right, isn't it? The Lyra,
the Vega.
The Vega.
Yeah.
Similar to the Vega, this is the Lyra. Yeah. Okay, again, it lends itself to being put up on that leg as well. Yeah. You've got that little carve there, which gives you that balance and that feel as well. And actually, you can probably hear that coming through my lapel mic here. One of the things I really like about these is the transfer of resonance. When you sit it on this leg, you really feel it through your chest, which is good, and you can feel. I haven't played this guitar yet through an amp, but I can already feel the resonance and sustain particularly when I play it there, because it just resonates through my chest. Very nice. Is there anything else about this guitar that I've not spotted?
So, well, the top wood is actually, it's kind of saved, it's not reclaimed, but this was actually from a London lacewood tree, or London plane as it's often called.
And then some Purple Heart detail.
And Purple Heart detail, and this is from Euston. Wow. So it's like a really locally sourced to where I live.
Right. Whereabouts are you based, sorry?
North London, White Hart Lane.
Right, okay. Yeah. Excellent, there you go. Excellent. Well, again, you've got this really cleverly positioned output jack socket really near to the back strap button, so that very, very easy to take the cable out, run it over that into your wireless or whatever you want to run it into on the strap, or just nicely down again onto the floor. Really, really nicely finished, real nice looking. Again, Purple Heart. It's not a veneer; it's a cap on the headstock. And again, do you find that laminating several pieces of wood together? I've heard a lot of bass manufacturers say that this adds to the stability of the neck and the body connection because of the various different grains running in different directions.
Yeah, so we
like plywood.
Yeah, we flip the grains when we cut them generally, so that they're opposing. We also use multiple different cuts, so we use flat sawn, quarter sawn, and rift sawn ideally in a neck, because then
what's rift sawn? Sorry, I'm being
so
really
like the ring pattern is going diagonally.
Okay,
yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah.
So we'll usually use a rift sawn, usually for the outside fillets.
Okay.
And that will be set in opposingly, so that they're almost pulling away for each other while the neck's pulling back.
There you go, you learn something new every time you watch one of my channel videos, and I learn something new on them as well. That's really, really cool, really interesting. Beautiful figuring here. I was noticing earlier that you've got some infills here with kind of brass, which I don't know if that's picking up on the front camera, but I'll certainly get some pictures of it.
So the lace wood that we use, this is actually a bell in it, but because it's been quarter sawn, the bells go along the edge rather than coming straight through the top on this particular one. So it's a brass resin finish in there.
Really nice.
And then you've got these rings of like pollution, I think that is.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
So this guitar tells a story. This comes with a story. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
another beautiful, beautiful guitar from Scatterbrain Concepts. Really nice. This is a 24.5-inch scale, which actually is the first guitar I've also played that's a shorter scale length than Gibson's 24.75 inch. So
Yeah.
it's only 1/4 of an inch.
Shallow 3D bridge. Yeah.
Very, very nice. And very, very adjustable by the looks of it as well.
Yeah, so it's like 3-dimensionally adjustable is the, yeah.
Lovely finish on this guitar. And again, I didn't mention it on the previous guitar, and I wish I had, because your detailing around the binding on the fretboard as well is really nice, and just finished off with beautifully rounded over, smoothed off frets. Is this one for sale, Stuart?
It is indeed, yeah.
And what are we looking at for this beauty?
It's just under 2.4.
2.4. And again, the amount of hours of work that go into this, not just the build, but actually finding, sourcing and reclaiming some of the woods on it.
A lot of time goes into that, and a lot of miles go into finding the right woods.
For sure. And even the beautiful carves on the control pots there, again, we've got some purple heart there, I see. The cap is
ebony, I think.
Ebony cap, and then looks like some...
I think it's maple.
Maple on the bottom. Yeah, really, really beautiful. Well, thanks again for coming in and sharing this one with us. This is the Lyra, and it's a very, very pretty guitar, I think. And I think, as you said earlier, this might suit somebody that maybe is sort of an SG fan, definitely a Gibson scale length fan, and 22 frets. I didn't mention that. The big dot on the 12th fret, so you know exactly where you are. A very, very clever little idea.
Keep the board clean, but have it quite prominent on the back. Yeah. This fretboard is the fumed oak, torrefied oak, and this is... I really like on this one, sorry, it's just a small detail, how much darker it is up here than down here.
Yeah, it's got character. And again, you can see the flaming running through it this way as well. And it's much more evident when you get up close. It's a player's guitar, for sure. Beautiful, really beautiful. Thanks, Stuart, so much again for coming in and sharing your real nice handiwork with us. And again, I'll remind you guys that Stuart will be joining us 25th of July in Haywards Heath at the British Boutique Guitar Festival, and well, he'll certainly have some guitars there, but again, I've got a feeling that these may be well sold before then, but I'm sure you'll have some great new stuff to show us and share with us then, so look forward to that very much.
Thank you.
No, that's cool, man, really cool. Thanks for coming in. So if you've enjoyed this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and give it a like. If you haven't yet, it really can't hurt to subscribe, and if you do, don't forget to click that bell icon, because then you will get YouTube notifications when I upload every Tone Tuesday, most fretted Fridays, and quite a lot of streaming Sundays. And I'll be back with more content like this beautiful thing just as soon as I can. But as always, from Stuart and from me, take good care.